Thank you very much. I think I have to begin by just saying that that was definitely food for thought, and I'm also glad to say that I might actually have some of the answers as to what we're doing. So firstly, just to say I'm absolutely delighted to have this opportunity to be one of the speakers at the Distripress conference, and I'm especially pleased to cover a subject that so closely matches and embraces the constant excitement of my professional career, working smarter, chasing the consumer. My career background, just to very quickly give you a full perspective, because it is very exciting and very inspiring in terms of the amount of innovation that's taken place over my career with Condé Nast. So my career background has spanned 24 years as circulation director, and I've been privileged to be working at the top of one of the leading publishing companies in the UK, Condé Nast Publications, for a period running from 1987 through to the autumn of 2011. In this period, I've been responsible for the highly successful launches of top-selling glamour magazine, GQ, Vanity Fair, Condé Nast Traveller, Easy Living, Wired, and Love, whilst developing substantial sales increases for Vogue and Tatler magazine. Throughout my career, I've been constantly at the forefront of developing market leaders, with Glamour launching as the first magazine in a new revolutionary compact format and quickly becoming the highest-selling women's glossy monthly magazine in Europe, UK, and Europe. Prior to Glamour, the highly successful launch of GQ and establishing its position swiftly as the leader of the quality men's sector. Thereafter, the launch of Vanity Fair magazine into the UK market, developing extensive international sales within European markets and Australasia. Throughout, I've been responsible for developing high levels of UK and international retail sales across the magazines, as well as developing and building an impressive volume of subscription sales for Condé Nast's ever-growing portfolio of magazines. So I feel I am definitely qualified to say a few words about the way the market is developing and our excellent theme, working smarter, chasing the consumer. The reality is that the UK market is one of the most innovative in the world. It is highly competitive, providing stimulating and opinion-forming reading material for consumers that are absolutely fascinated by great choice and diversity of magazines and newspapers. Frankly, there never has been a more dynamic and exciting time to be a publisher, nor a better time to be a consumer. And the reason for all this promotional activity is to continue to boost sales in a highly dynamic and competitive market at a time when sales are under enormous pressure, with overall retail trends down in recent years and consumer spending at lower levels due to rising costs, static income, and the current economic outlook impacting on a global scale. Looking at the UK in particular, magazine sales are reflecting an overall 10% decrease year on year, with an ever-growing 20% of all retail sales at discount rates. And this is an interesting element of our sales profile that I will expand as we go through the presentation. There are a few exceptions in every ABC period, but presently increased retail sales are generally only seen on magazine relaunches with hefty above-the-line campaigns and significant cover price promotions. At the moment, industry commentators are stating that monthly magazines are showing the best resilience and are adapting most successfully to the changing media landscape. But we'll come on to digital innovations in just a few moments. Across the first half of 2012, weeklies are reflecting an 18% decrease year on year, although this might be partly attributed to the highly positive impact of the royal wedding coverage that took place during the first half of 2011. And that may be the reason partly for the decrease. But it is very likely, I feel, in a very patriotic way, that the highly successful Diamond Jubilee that we have experienced throughout 2012, celebrating Her Majesty's magnificent 60 years anniversary, and the coverage and success of the London 2012 Olympics are likely to be seen in the second half results of the weekly. So I hope we will see an upturn again. So in these highly competitive market conditions, with an economic slowdown, how do we work smarter to increase sales? Well, I believe we have to promote to our strengths. And as you can see looking at this chart, that is reflecting monthly magazine sales. UK retail sales are presently representing a very important 56% of all monthly sales, with export international sales around 7% of those UK publications. And subscription sales ever growing and now reflecting a 32% share. However, it is true to say that retail sales are still very much the core element of the overall circulation mix, demonstrating the power of the magazine brand in the highly competitive single copy arena at retail and travel stores and supermarkets. There are so many magazine promotions demanding consumer attention, with cover-mounted gift promotions, supplements, themed issues, multi-covers, special offers, special price promotions in the retail sector. So there's a tremendous amount of theatre. And really, just an hour or two in one of the WH Smith stores enables you to see the tremendous number of consumer promotions taking place to maximize brand appeal and meet publishers' sales targets. Magazines are constantly competing with one another with innovative promotions that command consumer attention within the retail environment. And I'm showing you just a few of these, but as already mentioned, there are so many more promotions that are sort of attention-grabbing out there. But what's very interesting about these particular ones is that, as you can see, that they're in an effort to continue to encourage more and more sampling of publications. There are a lot of price promotions that are taking place on a sort of continuous basis. And there are a lot of these wonderful 2 or 3 magazine promotional packs that are taking place, and they all seem to have the £4.99, just under £5, putting really each magazine at about £2.50. So you can see that through these promotions, there's a lot of activity promoting the magazines at a slightly lower price, perhaps less than their normal £3.70 to a slightly reduced price and stimulating the market. In this market, high-level promotional activity is enabling publishers to meet their consumer targets, but with the need for ever-increasing promotional costs, larger budgets, and a necessity for increasingly deeper pockets. Now, the area that is reflecting the most growth in the UK is direct-to-consumer subscription sales. The subscription market has been consistently growing in volume, and even in the current climate, although it reflects only 1% growth across all magazine sales in the January to June 2012 period, but this is in relation to retail sales having declined by 10%. So the 1% growth is very good in this current economic period. Subscriptions represent 14% of the total market, but in terms of the monthly market, subscriptions are representing a 32% share, and often a share of up to 50% or greater of many of the niche magazine sales. The reason that subscription sales are continuously growing is due to a variety of highly attractive promotions, with consumers again being offered price reductions of up to 70% for 12 or 24-month subscription offers. I myself actually just received an offer in the post with an invitation to subscribe for 24 issues and receive 16 issues free. It is a highly attractive offer, and I was seriously tempted to take that one out. And here are just a few of these promotions. These offers are promoted through traditional methods, such as magazine insert promotions, direct mail, page offers, telemarketing, and new methods, such as email marketing campaigns and online promotions. Subscriptions are also highly seasonal in their appeal, and with the run-up to Christmas and New Year promotions contributing the most successfully. For many publishing companies, the cost per subscription acquisition ranges from £5 per order and climbing upwards of £50 plus per order, with direct mail campaigns the most expensive and email marketing campaigns the least. But these promotions do deliver the benefit of subscription sales for the next 12 months or even 24 months to meet the ABC targets. These highly appealing promotions are now offering even more added value to consumers, who can now receive digital iPad editions free with their print subscriptions from a number of the leading magazines like The Economist, The Week, Wired, GQ, and now recently Vogue, and other magazines are soon to follow. Personally, I have to say again, I cannot imagine a better time to be a consumer. The most appealing prospect for publishers moving forward is to generate increased sales from a wider variety of digital promotional channels and platforms, as this will be far more cost-effective than traditional direct mail campaigns that tend to be very costly. Most publishers are still in the early stages of maximizing digital promotions, and as yet are not highly successful in generating increased sales from social media, such as Facebook. But I have an interesting case study to share with you from a highly innovative company, Subscriptions Marketing, that is leading the way with promotions that are generating sales and therefore very much working smarter, chasing the consumer on behalf of publishers. This case study shows Subscription Marketing working with an equally innovative publishing company, IPC Media, on a campaign to acquire new subscribers for a number of magazines, targeting new audience leads for each of the magazines with sophisticated networking technology. Subscriptions Marketing set out to identify new audience potential through social media, utilizing Facebook's sophisticated targeting features to attract consumers with interests aligned to the magazines. The audience profile was then targeted with a letsubscribe.com promotional app within their Facebook page, promoting the magazine and offering a free sample issue. To give you an idea of how intricate and complex the targeting utilized is, there might be up to 100,000 variations of each campaign being displayed at any one moment. The app is not just your everyday landing page, but a highly dynamic microsite within the Facebook environment with precise visual text content determined by the customer's profile. Again, using unique technology, consumers responding to the sampling offer were called almost immediately. So you'll be glad to know they did get a very quick service. Hopefully got the magazine quickly as well. By Subscriptions Marketing, highly experienced audience acquisition center based in London. And after taking details of the delivery of the sample copy, the subscription brokers would then upsell to the introductory subscription offer. The results are generating impressive sales volumes for participating publishers, and average conversions are in excess of 30%. In total, this activity has registered between 24 to 30,000 leads and now upwards of 8,000 to 9,000 sales. And for the social media aficionados amongst you, the publishers are also seeing highly positive increases in their numbers of likes as a result of this promotion. In summary, this promotional activity is a highly innovative example of how clever use of social media combined with cutting-edge technology can achieve great results for publishers. At the same time as all this exciting promotional activity to drive more sales, publishers are also embracing new media platforms and opportunities with digital enhancements. Massive digital innovation is taking place, with publishers now offering their consumers digital editions and iPad editions and mobile apps. Publishers are naturally expanding brand reach and audiences and not yet presently cannibalizing print sales. Women's magazines and also men's magazines are proving resilient with this strategy, adapting to the changing media landscape. There are about 70 titles auditing digital sales, with Cosmopolitan and Men's Health representing the top 2 digital titles. We are already embracing the digital iPad editions, mobile apps, and often these are included with the print subscriptions free to ensure that digital is not presently competing with traditional high-quality print editions. So it's of great value to the consumer. And here's a few examples. Firstly, with The Week, and also The Economist and Wired, all of whom are offering the print with the digital as part of the print price. Just to really summarize, in summary, I believe we are working smarter chasing the consumer, as seen in the sheer volume of promotional activity taking place at retail and direct to consumers. However, to mastermind this more cost-effectively, there will be a continuous move towards generating sales through more cost-effective digital sales channels and platforms in place of the high-cost traditional methods such as direct mail campaigns. Publishers will continue a phased rollout of digital editions to meet consumer demand and buying habits, and volumes will continue to expand in much the same way as the steady evolution of subscription sales. Importantly, the industry is working closely with ABC to audit digital sales and to maximize their value in the market, as publishers continue to invest in maximizing the brand and benefiting the consumer with increasingly innovative and massive added value. As I've said all along, and I think it is very much the theme of this, that there's never been a better time to be a consumer. Thank you.